What's up, everybody? It's Patrick Bishop. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're talking about my first photo shoot with my Sony A73. Now, I've been a lifelong Canon user, been shooting Canon since the film days, but I recently got a A73 and decided to, put it through its paces. So what I did was I invited two of my friends over who are models, just to do a test shoot. I wanted to try it under varied conditions, and I was really pleasantly surprised and really loved the camera. Basically, I shot all these pictures with the Sony A73 and a 55mm Zeiss 1.8 lens. The Zeiss 55 is the only native lens that I own for the A7 III. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you, just initially we went onto the roof of my building and I wanted to get some just natural light stuff and natural light plus strobe with the sun. So as you can see in this first picture, you got good skin tones on both the models. Light was bright. The time of the day was probably around 5 in the afternoon. So the sun was coming down, but still had enough light to get a good fill on the faces. Here is the second picture, is a little bit tighter close up on both of them. You can see good even skin tones. These are all straight out of camera. They haven't been color corrected or retouched in a way. Here's another picture, same setup. Basically the sun was moving, was starting to set, so I wanted to get the light across their faces and see how it held up. The eye autofocus was fantastic. Loved it. So that was a revelation for me. It worked flawlessly with the 55mm native Zeiss lens. I haven't tried any of my adapted lenses. I have the MC11 Sigma adapter, but I haven't used it with my 85mm 1.2 Canon lens or my Canon 70 to 200 2.8 L zoom. But that's going to be upcoming. I will test those. But with the Zeiss Prime, the Zeiss Prime native lens, it was fantastic. Here I decided I had a Calumet 300 Monolight that I brought up to the roof, and it had about a 4-foot Octobox, a softbox on it. So you can see here I've got the softbox camera right as a key. Still trying to expose a little bit for the background, but just to see how it hands up under strobe light, and it did pretty good. I wasn't really interested in doing a whole lot of strobe stuff on the roof section, so I cut it short really. Basically, as the sun set and we got into golden hour, I moved them with the sun to their back, and I used the Calumet as fill. A little bit of fill, so I got the kind of golden sunshine coming through their hair in this image, and then this following image. So yeah, I just love the colors. People talk about Sony's color science being bad, and I'm sure it's not as, I don't think it's as dialed in as Canon's, but it's not as bad as people say that there is. And plus, I shoot RAW everything. I shoot all my JPEG. I don't shoot JPEGs, I shout RAW. So when you're shooting RAW, you have all the control you want. These sensors are like film stocks. So Canon's sensor is going to give you a different look than a Fuji, than a Sony. But the color science, straight out of the camera, yes, I'd say Canon has the edge, especially being a Canon shooter for so long. But when you're shooting RAW, that's negligible. I don't really take any of that into account. So now here's interesting. We move inside, and it's obviously night out. We're on my balcony. Now here's the thing. I was going to shoot with the strobe. They're being lit with the Calumet Octobox, but this isn't a strobe picture. This is just the modeling light, because I was setting up. I had the modeling light on, and I said, "Oh, I like how the light is falling just with the modeling light." And I noticed the two lights in the background. Those are two basically security lights for the building next to my building. So I thought it added a good framing piece. So I said, "Let me just take a picture." I took a shot. I really liked the way it looks, and I said, "Forget it. We're just going to shoot with the modeling light." So I shot that, and then this other dual picture of the two of them together. It just turned out fantastic. Fantastic. The even skin tones, the color rendition, again, straight out of the camera. No processing other than setting it. Since the modeling light was more tungsten, so I probably set the color temperature to around 3200, 3300 Kelvin. That's the only settings I've done. That's the only work I've done to these pictures, is done white balance. That's about it. So here you have a single portrait. Right here, you can see I turned down the modeling light a little bit to make it a little bit more moody. Again, great separation from the shadows. Here's another single. And I just love how it turned out. Here's the two of them with two different colors. You got the red and the yellow. Colors turned out fine. Very impressed at how the A7 Mark III performed. And again, here's another single portrait. You can see just beautiful light fall off. I love the detail of the image. Again, unretouched, uncolor corrected other than white balance, and that's it. And the final picture is I just pointed it down and they sat down on the floor, and I just got a shot of the two of them together to end our little test shoot. I had very low expectations for the test shoot because my first time with the camera, I hadn't really dialed in all my settings. Just preliminary, but I'm super encouraged. I'm definitely on the path of not really using my Canons anymore. I'll use my adapted lenses until I can migrate more to native lenses. It's my first mirrorless camera. Anyway, so that's my first shoot with the Sony A7 Mark III. Hope you found this illuminating. If you liked the video, please give it a like and a subscribe, if you don't mind. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.